Can't believe another month has gone by since we did our last collaboration.
Time's flying. It needs to slow down a little bit.
Well, time stops for no one, as my mom used to say. But what's really different about this one, not only the subject, but I'm wearing a black shirt and it's July and we're not sweating our you-know-what's off because we're up in the mountains of Colorado, about 8,200 feet elevation, and it's beautiful.
Under pine trees.
Under the pine trees. There's some rain a little bit, and a little bit of wind, so hopefully we're not going to get knocked over here. But this month's collaboration is about the favorite things that we use in our RV. Now, it's a little bit different this time because we've traveled so much for the last 3 years in our fifth wheel. And this year we're traveling in the little camper, the Lance 2075.
Some of my favorite things in the fifth wheel I could not bring in this trailer. So
yeah, I mean, we had to prioritize what stuff, but there's a couple things that we did bring, but it's also forcing us to kind of do things a little bit differently. We'll talk about that in terms of our favorite things. So let's talk about who's in the collaboration, and a lot of it's the usual suspects, so to speak, and it's Dustin and Leslie of Wayward Wags,
Lawrence and Natalie of Brazen Brits,
Jerry and Teresa of Happy Place Diaries,
and Chris and Katrina from Our Everyday Getaway.
Yeah, and special guests this month that we're excited about that we've seen some of their videos and they're really good is Cody and Angela from Untethered. So definitely check them out and
as well as all the others.
Yeah, check them out. And if you don't know who we are, I'm Ken.
And I'm Pam.
And we're the Roadsmiths. And so we have been doing these collaborations for almost a year now, I guess, with this group. And it's exciting, and we hope that it adds value to what you see and do as well. And you can pick up some tips and tricks, and your comments back about the videos actually help us as well.
Yeah, and it's always interesting to do these types of collaboration videos because you get a lot of great ideas from other travelers, and hopefully we can give you some good ideas.
There's no perfect answer, so it's these may be our favorite things, may not be your favorite things, and and vice versa. So let's kind of get into that. All right, so welcome back. So the first thing I'll talk about is something that we did use a lot in our fifth wheel. I'm sure a lot of people use it in your travels as well, in your RV. A lot of people carry grills, they carry Blackstones, they carry smokers, they carry Traegers, they carry a bunch of different stuff. Obviously in this, we couldn't carry all that. In the fifth wheel, we carried our Weber Q1200 and we carried our Blackstone. And we love the Blackstone, but it really wasn't going to fit in this particular rig. There is an outdoor kitchen and we've used it a couple times. It's okay, it's suitable.
It's propane though.
Yeah, it's propane, but we use the Weber a lot because quite frankly, cooking inside in this tight little RV is a little bit more complicated. And we cook a lot of stuff on there. Obviously, we cook burgers, we cook steaks, we cook chicken, we cook pork. We actually did, in fact, in our last video we put out, we cooked bacon on a Lodge pan on top of the Weber. So it actually has become multifunctional. So we can do griddle stuff as well as grill stuff. So I love the Weber. It's very reliable and gets very hot, very portable. So, a good gas grill is important. I know there's no substitution for charcoal or for cooking over an open flame, but this is pretty simple and pretty easy to use.
Easy. So being the Southerner that I am, iced tea runs through my veins.
It does.
And it's pretty much required on a daily basis for me. So one of my favorite things, and I've brought it over from the fifth wheel because it's easily, stored here, but it is an electric kettle. And I use that for a couple of reasons, a lot, because like I said, I do make tea often. But probably the number one reason is it just speeds up my process. Yeah. So I boil the water very quickly. And let me just say, it's the best $20 we've spent on Amazon, probably.
Yeah, we'll put a link below, and I think it's actually in our store, Amazon store, but it's basically an Amazon Basics.
And yeah, it is an Amazon Basics. And we not only have we used it for these 3 years, I think I used it at least 3 years in the house before we sold. So it's getting up there in age, but it still works perfectly.
Next one I'll take is it's a safety issue or safety mechanism in the tool, and a good tire pressure monitor system. And yes, we use it in the Alliance, and yes, we use it in the Lance here as well. But there's really no substitution. We use the TST. I know there's other brands as well, and obviously if you have a blowout or if you have a quick leak, it's going to detect that. So again, there's a number of brands out there. We happen to like the TST. We used one in the Alliance, and we use one for here as well.
Yeah, we used it just recently, actually.
Yeah, we did actually.
We had a tire. We had a screw or something in our tire.
So definitely good tire pressure monitor system. TST is the one we use, and so you can use whatever works for you. Next one on this list, and I think is really, really cool and actually really, really required, is if you saw one of our videos, we introduced this rig, we have an outdoor refrigerator. It's a small one. And the reason that we like it so much is because the indoor refrigerator is so small. It's like, I think
tiny.
It's about it may be a 5 to 7 cubic foot refrigerator, and it's a 3-way. As you can see, you see the vents probably not behind me, but it is a 3-way. But it's tiny. In our Alliance, we have a residential refrigerator, which I think is about 17 cubic feet, and keeps a lot.
Let me just say, I got spoiled.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it was a residential refrigerator, so so it was great. When we went shopping, with groceries, we came home with a lot of stuff, and now we can't come home with a lot of stuff because we can't put a lot of stuff. But what we have been doing is putting, water, liquids, beer in the outdoor cooler, just because it keeps the liquids out of there, and we can keep condiments and sandwich meat and everything else in there. So the outdoor refrigerator for us, for this rig, is really, really important.
And it's very efficient. It's very cold. In fact, it will even freeze things if we're
if you're not careful. It's got
it's a Dometic drawer style.
Yeah, and it probably holds about, I haven't done exact, but it's probably 20 cans of stuff.
Oh, at least, yeah.
And if you're doing the math, that's 18 cans of beer and 2 cans of 7-Up.
And something that is really great about it too is because it is so cold, probably colder than the inside refrigerator, is I like to, if I've made tea, for instance, or I've brought things from the store that are not cold, I'll put them in there and cool them down first, and then put them in the RV refrigerator.
Yeah, it's a compressor fridge versus the 3-way propane, AC and DC fridge that we have. And the North Cold's done fine. We're in cold weather, it's done fine. But that's really great to have because it augments that small space in the other one.
In our pantry here, it's a great pantry. It holds a lot. It's really deep, and it's multi-shelves, which is nice. But the downside of it is there's no light in it because it is deep, it's dark, can't see anything back there. So my favorite thing now are these rechargeable lights that we have. Can put them up, they're LED. What would that be like?
Yeah, it's a string. It's an LED string. And quite frankly, I'm surprised that this rig didn't have one. Our Alliance has one. This one does. The pantry's a bit smaller, but
it's pretty cool. It's rechargeable. Like I said, you just disconnect the charging part of it, plug it in, recharge it, and it's motion sensor or it's on and off button.
So you can actually see the food that you're grabbing versus
just digging around in there.
Speaking of rechargeable lights, we have some other rechargeable lights that are really good, and we have these in our Alliance in the bedroom on the little end tables, but now we use them here in kind of our dinette area. But what's really cool about them is they are rechargeable, and you can bring them outside as well. So again, in the context of trying to carry fewer things, anything that can double as something else, is actually really important as well. And those are rechargeable.
And for you ladies out there, that's probably, behind my tea kettle, that's probably my favorite thing because they look cool. There are they have 3 different lights that you can choose from, and they're dimmable.
Colors, yeah.
And because they're rechargeable, you can move them around, use them where you want to, take them outside. They're great.
And we're actually at a spot where it's great that we're under the trees, but when you're under the trees, you have lack of grass. And so it's fairly dusty here, and we have a broom to sweep, but I use the Ryobi battery system, and I know people are DeWalt people, or people are Milwaukee brands, and Ryobi's more of a consumer brand, not more of a professional. But with their battery system, you have a number of different tools. And at our house, we had a big blower, big steel gas blower. And then for here, we can't take that, obviously. And this miniature blower allows us to use the Ryobi battery, and just basically blow off the steps, blow out the
car if we need to,
blow out the car,
or the truck,
Meka's hair. And it doesn't take much space. It actually comes apart into 2 pieces. One is the nozzle, and one is actually the housing. And then, of course, you have the battery itself that goes in that. So
it's super small, lightweight, and very easy to use. So I grab it often myself.
Yeah, it works pretty good. Now, this last one, you're probably going to say, well, Ken and Pam, everybody has those when you're RVing, and that's true.
Not sure what you're going to say.
Yeah, well, stick around and figure it out. This one may be a surprise. So this sounds so rudimentary, but it's basically outside camp chairs. And the reason I say that, and little tables, and the reason I say that is because what we found ourselves doing in the big RV, it's so comfortable in there with the theater seating and the surround sound and the fireplace, not real fireplace, but you know what I'm talking about. It's just really comfortable to just kind of, hey, come in, hang out there. This is not quite as comfortable inside because it's a smaller, nimbler trailer. So
No recliners.
yeah, no recliners. So we find ourselves being outside more.
Which actually is a great thing.
Yeah, no, it is a great thing. I mean, quite frankly, that's what most campers do. But for some reason, we were more glamping. And so being outside is great. Now, we used GCI chairs. We had the ones, the recliner, not the recliners, the rockers. And quite frankly, I'm 6'2", and when I sat in them, my knees were about 3 inches higher than my hips, and that was a real problem. So we just went and got different GCI ones recently, and these sit a little bit higher. They don't rock, but they're very comfortable. And then we got little aluminum tables that you'll see.
Yeah, we can thank Joe and Dawn for the table idea.
Again, sounds rudimentary, but we find ourselves now sitting out drinking coffee out here, eating dinner out here, you know, just whatever, just spending more time outdoors at the campsite, which we all should be doing.
Yeah, that's kind of, although being in cooler temperatures, it does make a difference.
Yeah, when we were at Possum Kingdom, we were not sitting outdoors at that point.
That was awful.
Anyway, hope these were helpful to you. And again, some of them may be no-brainers. Some of them may be, hey, let me check into that. So we'll put links below to that stuff on what we have. And, you know, we'd love for you to comment on all that. And of course, we'd love for you to go watch the other channels after you watch our channel and or this video and, you know, see what they're about. Because again, there's no right answer for this. And I think a lot of people learn. In fact, when we watch the collaboration of our own group, we learn from our fellow collaborators.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. I've gotten a lot of ideas from them. So make sure to go check them out and give them some love. Give us some love. We'd love to have some ideas, additional ideas if you guys have anything that you use that you think we could use, especially now in this smaller rig.
Yeah. Our channel is mostly about sort of travel vlog stuff. So if you're new here, we'd love for you to go back and check out, you know, some of the other stuff that we've done. Been on the road for 3 years and we've covered a lot of miles. Been to a lot of great places in the country, and we'd love to share that with you as well. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in our next video, but we'll also see you on the next collaboration video as well.
Yep. Bye, guys.